And this is where it all starts, at the Harwich Shellfish Lab. We've grown over 25 million seed since 1994 here at the Shellfish Lab. And today we'll be seeding Wychmere Harbor. Welcome to the Harwich Shellfishing Lab. It is October 10th. We're about to do some of the seeding that we do here in the fall. Today's area will be Wychmere Harbor. I'll show that to you in a moment. Wychmere Harbor will be receiving some oysters this year, but this afternoon we'll be receiving some of the quahog seed that we've grown. The pumps have been turned off, and momentarily we'll be taking these seed and measuring them, getting an average, and then using waders we'll walk along the shore and seed Wychmere Harbor. Here we are outside the Shellfish Lab, and we're still about 2 hours shy of dead low tide, but this will be the flat that we'll be seeding over to Larson's Park. We'll have the help of Jim Coyle and John Reinders, but this will be the flat that we'll seed the clams today. Alright, the first step in the process after the clams have been rinsed is to put them in this black tray, and then I take some measurements with this caliper here. Here we have one clam where it's averaging, this one measures out to 12.9 on the caliper. It's right there. There's the clam. And Jim Coyle's been recording all my measurements and taking the average. And so what was the average of that first batch?
12.6.
12.6 millimeters, which is a really good size for the seed we have in the lab. We have a few more buckets to do, and then we'll take those out and seed Wychmere Harbor. Alright, so all the measurements been done, and John Reinders has now arrived, and we're just cleaning up after these tanks have been drained. And the clams are now, they have to go from there into these buckets, and then we'll do our seeding. Oh, here we are, just short of low tide, and you can see the difference now how the water's receded. We've already got one of our volunteers, Jim Coyle, starting to spread the seed right here on the flat. Here are a couple of the buckets. And we'll put some on the other side as well with John Reinders. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
And here's our other volunteer, known as Johnny Appleseed, feeding the chickens. Thank you, John. There we go. 2 years those seed will be ready for harvesting. Well, one thing we didn't anticipate today was that someone would get stuck. So, let's give him a hand. Catch it. Oh, good catch, Jimmy. John got a little stuck in his waders. We're going to hopefully pull him out. Keep an eye on those clams. Okay. Rescue at sea. Okay. Those are the dangers of shellfishing and seeding in areas where there are pilings, docks, and piers. We're good? Still stuck? There we go. Alright. Still have some seed to put out here, but good job, Jim. You get the life-saving award of the day. You're under supervision now.
Yes.
Alright, thank you.
I need it.
There we go. Just like feeding the chickens. Okay. Thank you. After seeding nearly 150,000 seed into Wychmere Harbor, the silos are really cleaned and rinsed, and then they're set out here in front of the lab to dry, and from here they'll end up being taken to the Harbormaster's Workshop building and stored for the winter.